James is back at it here to give everyone another Dexter New Blood episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, I was able to watch this episode early on the Showtime channel on Amazon, so if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching, you're watching Dexter New Blood, or if you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further just to avoid any potential spoilers. And of course, if you're a Dexter New Blood fan, I love talking Dexter or Dexter New Blood. And the last episode review, Smoke Signals, has done very well on the channel, and I appreciate everybody that's watched that video, commented, and subscribed to the channel. So if you're a fan of Dexter or Dexter New Blood, make sure you hit that sub button and subscribe to the channel. And let me know what you think in the comments section, or if you watch this a week later, any thoughts that you have Dexter related, please do so in the comments section. So this will be Dexter New Blood episode 4. The title of this episode is called H is for Hero. This will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Deb thinks Kurt is lying. Obviously, that's what Dexter thought in the last episode. And Harrison calls members of the wrestling team fuck nuggets, says he's talking to Dexter, which Dexter mentions Aunt Deb used to say that particular phrase all the time. Angela has a meeting, or talks to Kurt about Matt and says she needs to talk with Matt, which Kurt says, I'll try, but he does this sometimes. I might not hear from him for a while. And she's like, well, and then he's like, well, to tell you the truth, he might have been on something, and it might be weeks or months before he gets in touch with you. So that's a little suspicious. And then the podcaster, which I didn't mention in the last review video just because we didn't really know much about her, but the podcaster's name, which is Molly, shows up at the station. Apparently she had a fling with Logan at some point, and she starts asking questions regarding the whole scenario. And Angela wants Logan to run Matt's credit cards again, as Matt's dad had mentioned that he was in New York, and she wants to see if his credit cards are active because he's staying at a hotel. Harrison, while he's at school sitting in the bleachers, pulls up Molly's podcasts and then starts to listen to one titled Miami with a photo of the Trinity Killer. So Trinity makes a cameo in this episode, if you could call it Trinity. I mean, it's him. And then while Dexter's at work, he gets a alert from the school. I think it was from the school, or maybe it was from Angela. I don't recall, but it was an alert on his phone about something happening to Harrison at the school. And now I'm sure it was probably Angela because he called her right after that. But there was an incident and Harrison was involved. So Dexter goes to the school and finds out that apparently Ethan had stabbed Harrison. And then after Ethan had stabbed Harrison, Harrison stabbed him. And that's apparently what the situation is. So Dexter knows, after, Harrison gets questioned and everything, and after Dexter kind of thinks about all the facts, Dexter knows that what Harrison told Angela doesn't quite make sense. The wounds and the blood splatter don't necessarily add up. So what happens is Harrison actually goes to visit Ethan after he questions Harrison about the wound, but he doesn't go into details about things. Harrison tries to visit Ethan at the hospital. Ethan is sedated or drugged up right now and is not awake, but Ethan's parents are there, and the dad seems a little like, okay, I'm glad that this didn't get to be worse than it was, but the mom is furious that he didn't tell her ahead of time, and this situation could have been prevented, because obviously they know that Ethan was going to do a school shooting, and that's what he's been vilified because of that now, even though that didn't necessarily happen. So Dexter goes to the crime scene, and Deb is absolutely furious with Dexter. She's just not happy. she says that he's not a monster like Dexter wants him to be. And Dexter actually figures out that Harrison had attacked Ethan first and then stabbed himself. That's what the blood tells Dexter, and Deb figures this out as well, and is she's not happy about this scenario. So Kurt stops by Dexter's and wants to see Harrison. He actually buys him a drone for being a hero. And then Kurt talks a little bit about Matt, and Dexter slips up and says something about Matt causing, crashing that boat. And then Kurt's like, wait, how'd you know? He didn't crash the boat. How'd you know about that? And it kind of back and forth. Dexter's like, oh, I mixed up the words. That's what people are talking about, or something like that. But then he eventually just changes the subject, and Kurt leaves. And then Angela tells Dexter that Harrison isn't going to face any charges in the Ethan stabbing, as it's considered self-defense. But where is the blood guy to realize that the story doesn't necessarily make sense? And Angela tells Dexter that Ethan swears he didn't attack Harrison. So Angela mentions Iris was her best friend in high school. Just another random conversation. And Molly, the podcaster, wants to help Angela find these missing girls. And eventually Angela agrees. We see Kurt. He's at a diner. He's probably the owner of the diner, I'm guessing. Maybe the manager, but most likely the owner. And either an older teenager or a young adult shows up and apparently wants to borrow some money again. And Kurt's like, well, I can't give you any money, but I can give you a job. And then this teenager / young adult says, no, I'm not going to stay here or anything like that. And then that's that. And then there's a speech at the school where Logan, who works at the school, is a wrestler, but he's also a cop on the police force. He's in his cop uniform, and you have all the students that were on Ethan's kill list, and they're commending Harrison for being a hero. And then they're like, we understand if you don't want to say anything. And then Harrison stands up and says, you know what? It's true that Ethan attacked me. It sucks, whatever. But, I mean, you guys bullied him for years. This is what happens to all that. So it's a very good point that Harrison makes in regards to the fact that they were picking on Ethan for years. It turned him into this monster that he could have been had whatever happened with Ethan and Harrison happen. And then we see that Kurt is taking this female to a cabin that's kind of an isolated cabin. I believe it was the cabin we saw the one chick in. So it's pretty obvious that Kurt is the guy that had the one chick in the room and that shot her in the previous episode. And then while this is happening, Dexter goes in Harrison's room because he's at school and is trying to find evidence, the fact that find the knife that Harrison used to, cut Ethan and whatnot. And then after searching for a while, he finds a flashlight, opens it up, and there's a razor, like a razor that you'd shave with, like an old style razor. Trivia, or fun fact, the same kind of razor that Trinity used in his killing of the women in the bathtub. So what happens is he finds that, and then Deb cries that he was born in blood, just like you. And then the episode ends with Dexter saying, he has my dark passenger. So really good episode. I enjoyed it. There's lots of little things here and there that have really made the episode entertaining. Obviously, the mystery of what happened with Harrison and Ethan, I enjoyed that. Dexter being like the blood splatter analyst in the episode, figuring out the blood doesn't lie and that Harrison is guilty here. So all in all, I really enjoyed the episode. As far as the score of the episode, I'm going to say so far it's the best episode that we've seen of Dexter New Blood. I'm going to give it a 9.1 out of 10. And then my character of the episode, well, obviously Harrison, although Dexter obviously is probably going to be the main character of every episode. But I'll say that Harrison did a good job with what we think happened, but obviously the blood tells a different story. So you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Dexter New Blood, make sure you smash that like button. Remember, I always like talking Dexter or Dexter New Blood. Anytime you want to leave a comment, please do so in the comments section. If you want to share this video across your social media platforms, please do so and let me know that you're doing that so I can give you a shout out. And of course, like I said, sound off in the comment section about anything you got to say, Dexter or Dexter New Blood related. What would you score this episode? Who would be your character of the episode? Favorite moment, maybe? And of course, last but certainly not least, I want to grow the channel, so don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.